your coils 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just did what I did to check, make sure it's getting fire. It's getting fire. You heard the little clicking, you saw the little spark, so it's getting fire. It's not always the fuel pump. Sometimes it could be a cam sensor or a crank sensor or anything. Got me some starting fluid, and I'm gonna take the breather hose off. There's usually a port you can go through, but this one doesn't have it, so I had to unscrew it. And I'm gonna take the breather hose off. There's the throttle body. I'm gonna shoot some starting fluid in there, and then I'm gonna try to start it. If it starts up, we know it's getting fired. So if it starts up this way, it has to be the fuel pump. That's the cheapest, easiest way to try it, to check it. If you have a fuel gauge, you can hook up your fuel gauge and see what your pump pressure is and all that type of stuff, but I don't have any, so I have to do it the old school way. Okay, you always put your breather hose back on after you spray your starter fluid in it, and we're gonna try it. That's your answer right there. That's pretty much it. That's the fuel pump. I'm gonna take it out, and I'll have to change it out tomorrow because we'll be getting it from the dealership, and I'll show you guys how to put it in when I get it. But that's a quick and easy way to check it. Don't automatically just go out and buy a fuel pump. Make sure it's that before you do it. It could be spark plugs, it could be crank sensor, it could be anything. But you see that I checked the see that it was getting fire first, and then that's usually the process of elimination. It takes fire, air, and fuel to run your car. So if it's an air problem or a vacuum problem, it'll run rough, but it'll run. But if it's not getting any fire or any fuel, it'll never run. Okay, babe, okay. What I'm doing here is testing that it's getting juice to the pump. This is the hot wire on the pump. This is the pump. And when she hit the button, you should have heard some noise on the pump, but I'm using a test light. Some people have power probes, but I have a test light. I don't have the power probe. I touch it on the positive, and you see the light came on. That means it's getting juice to the pump. So that's another thing you have to check for, because it could have been a fuel pump relay. I've done all my tests, and I've come up with the fact that it's the fuel pump itself. So I'll take it out and show you guys how to put it in when I get it. It's simple. These pieces this piece right here, well, you have to unplug all of these. This is your plugs, your lines and everything. And this ring right here, you have to take it. Usually use a brass punch so it don't make a spark. But I don't have a brass punch either, so I'll figure that out. Use a piece of wood or handle or something, and just knock it counterclockwise. It'll unhook from here, and it'll come out in the same way going back in, but I'll show you. And again, it's under, I don't know if I mentioned, but it's actually a good setup on the Nissan because it's under the back seat. So you just pull these tabs on both sides, pull your seat up, and there's a hook back here. Well, that's my Tesla. There's a hook here. You put it under the hook and do that. But anyway, I'll show you guys. Hey, you guys, I forgot to tell you to always take the negative cable off whenever you're doing some type of work like this. Okay, I said I'd show you guys. This is the cover, the fuel pump cover under the back seat. Again, you just pull these tabs on both sides and lift the seat up. There's a hook here. You got to make sure it's unhooked from that. This is your cover. They have these 4 little, you can use a Phillips or a flathead to clockwise. And there's 4 of them. Twist them clockwise. I love this setup because a lot of fuel pumps I've done in the past, I've had to drop the tank because they're in the tank. Press down on this clip, slide it out. That's your power. Take these, press the sides, slide it off. Take this one, press, you have to press these, the blue, and slide it out. Might lose some fuel, maybe not, but I filled up. But anyway, don't bust this clip up. Just slide your screwdriver. You see how it's behind this piece here. Slide your screwdriver under it, pop it up on both sides, and slide it off. I'm doing this with one hand, so I could have gotten it off already, but just make sure they both come out without breaking them. See, they keep, once I get one, the other one pops back in. Anyway, slide that off. And slide it back into your piece here. So you just snap it back on when it's time to put it back together. Now we're going to take this ring, knock it counterclockwise, pull it off, and the fuel pump should come out. Okay, that's the fuel pump. That's the ring. I had to turn it counterclockwise to get it off. There's also a kit that you can rent, putting this back on and taking it off, but I've done them without him, so I don't. And I just filled up yesterday right before I stalled out, so that's gonna be a problem because there's fuel everywhere, and I don't want the car smelling like fuel, but too late for that. Don't lose that ring. I mean, you'll get another one with your kit, I'm sure, but just keep that one just in case, because it's still good. I can't, it's hard for me to do this. Hold on, let me see if I could put this thing down somewhere. It's just hard for me to do this with one hand. I don't know if that's gonna do it, but it is what it is. Watch it float, because it float probably, that's what's probably holding it, the float. Just turn it around and see. Yeah, it's probably the float. Yep, because you gotta tilt it to get that floater loose. There it is. See, there's your float. And it holds on to the other side. This thing looks like it's got water in it. They say it's best to drain them and clean them after when you change it. But I don't have time to do that. And I ain't about to drain this whole tank. That thing look like it's got water in it. See that film in the middle? But it is what it is. Okay guys, I got the new pump in. So I'm gonna put it in and I'll show you guys how to put it in. I don't know how I'm gonna hold this phone and do this, but you basically have to just maneuver it. Make sure you put your float in first and just maneuver it down. And don't forget remember I told you guys to hold on to your ring, your seal. I held on to this one. I thought they would, one would come with it, but it didn't. So it's a good thing I did hold on to it. I need to put this phone down. Okay, what you want to do is put your ring on top, move this hose out the way, and just put your ring on top. You're going to have to push down on this. Let me see if I can get this phone set up some kind of way where I can show it to you guys. Push down on it because it has a spring on the pump. Set it up. Push down on it. Yes, indeed. Line it up. You see it's lined up. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll show you. But you push down on the pump, line up the lock, and then you're gonna have to just beat it on, beat it in. I don't know if you can see it, but you just have to push down on the top of the pump because it has a spring on it, and then you line your lock up, and you're gonna have to hit it on the end of these to twist it clockwise, and then you just hook up your connectors. But I'm gonna do this and come. Okay, you guys, it's in. Make sure these are all the way around and locked in. Make sure you put all your lines back in. Now I'm gonna go reconnect the battery and see if it works. All right, now here it is. Watch. You tell me if that's water. Look at that. You can see it already separate. Fuel on top, water on the bottom. See that? It's already separated. That's water. That's goddamn ridiculous. Well, I hope that's the problem. If it is, I'll just show you guys.